Cringe YouTube parents are nothing new these days, but what sets Jordan Matter apart is how he built an empire off filming young girls doing extreme flexibility challenges. Jordan, a 58-year-old former dance photographer, pivoted into YouTube fame by posting videos of dancers, gymnasts, and more recently, his own 15-year-old daughter, Salish Matter.
I'm gonna make it look like she's walking on water. Let's go! Go!
But what got people talking is that most of his content features pre-teen and teen girls in revealing dance outfits, performing splits and flexibility stunts in public spaces, racking up tens of millions of views from an audience no one wants to think too hard about. And if that wasn't uncomfortable enough, his constant use of Salish as clickbait makes things even worse. But to really understand how Jordan went from respected photographer to exploitative YouTube dad, we need to start from the top. Jordan Matter was born on October 6, 1966. He eventually married his college sweetheart, Laura Matter, and together they had 2 children, Hudson and Salish. While this paints the picture of a typical happy family, there is surprisingly little information available about Jordan's actual relationship with his wife. And that's exactly the type of mystery that has fueled endless speculation among his viewers. In fact, during a rare Q&A session, Jordan finally addressed some questions about his marriage. But he didn't exactly spill all the tea.
I love this. How did I meet my wife, Lauren? Okay. Wow, that was a minute. We've been together a while, and you know it because we met in college and we were in French class together. And then she found an excuse to call me, and we went on a date, and we've been together ever since. It's not the most exciting story, but it was a snowy day in Richmond, Virginia, which never happens, and we walked through the snow together, holding hands, and I realized I loved her, and it was the second date.
After marrying Laura, Jordan found himself standing at a crossroads asking the million-dollar question: what now? How do I provide for my family? That pressure pushed him to follow in the footsteps of his grandfather, who was also a photographer. But the truth is, Jordan's early photography career didn't skyrocket overnight. It wasn't until 2014 that he finally got his big break, thanks to a project called Dancers Among Us, a series where he captured professional dancers striking jaw-dropping poses in everyday locations.
Wait, she's not even here. She's supposed to be asleep. I thought she would be asleep. Where is she? What's that? Wow, that's how she sleeps. That's totally bizarre. I gotta get a photo of this.
And like you just saw, Dancers Among Us wasn't just about photography. It was about creating a fantasy, blending the real world with moments of surreal flexibility and athleticism. It was stunning, fresh, and it finally put Jordan on the map. But little did anyone know that this obsession with flexibility would later spiral into something much darker. So you heard the word darker, and you're probably thinking, what could possibly be dark about a guy like Jordan Matter? After all, he's just a cheerful photographer, right? Well, the darker chapter of Jordan's life began in 2011, the moment he decided to step into the unpredictable world of YouTube. He immediately created his channel, and somehow, against all odds, his subscriber count exploded, today sitting at a jaw-dropping 26.8 million. Now think about this. A photographer, not a pop star, not a comedian, not a Hollywood actor, racking up millions of fans. It's not something you see every day. So the real question we should be asking is, how? How did a photographer break through and achieve such insane levels of success on a platform that's saturated with every kind of content you can imagine? The answer lies in what Jordan chose to show his audience right from the start. His very first video is titled, Jordan Matter's Headshot.
Beautiful, just like that expression.
Like you just saw, this video wasn't some crazy viral stunt. It wasn't clickbait. It was actually more of an advertisement, showcasing examples of his headshot photography and pitching his skills to potential clients. Straightforward, professional, and yet somehow that video managed to pull in over 1 million views. Now you might be asking yourself, why would a basic ad for headshots blow up like that? The secret was all in the timing. You see, when Jordan entered YouTube, the platform was dominated by flashy dancing videos, celebrity gossip, comedy skits, and random vlogs. Everyone was trying to out-crazy each other. But Jordan brought something completely different to the table: quality artistry. He presented real skill in an authentic way. His content felt refreshing in a sea of chaos. People were drawn to it like moths to a flame. But what nobody realized was behind all that polished, family-friendly glamour was something much darker. And if you're curious to find out what that was, make sure you stay till the end of this video. You don't want to miss it. Meanwhile, Jordan didn't just sit back and ride the wave of his first success. No, he had bigger plans. He decided to innovate, to expand his brand beyond just headshots and photo tips. He saw YouTube not merely as a platform to upload videos, but as a grand stage, a massive global stage, where he could turn photography into a full-blown entertainment experience. And that's exactly what he did next. Jordan quickly adapted his successful Dancers Among Us project to fit the YouTube format. And week after week, viewers were treated to beautifully choreographed and often awe-inspiring videos.
Always a little nervous at first because you never know what to expect with Jordan. I may be flying through traffic or diving past a moving train. You never know what it's going to be.
These videos attracted a lot of attention and brought him a growing base of loyal fans. Jordan was praised for his creativity and his ability to capture dancers in dynamic, everyday environments. His channel was different, vibrant, and inspiring. But somehow for Jordan, that wasn't enough. He wasn't content with just being a niche creator. He wanted more views, more fame, more influence. And that's when things started to shift. Jordan's focus moved from adult dancers to young performers, particularly girls from the popular TV show Dance Moms.
Okay, let's go, bozos!
Y'all gotta be kidding me. I do not know if I can do this. This is so much fun, man. Oh, no!
You see, this change wasn't accidental. It was calculated. Jordan quickly realized that videos featuring child stars attracted far more attention and revenue than those featuring adult performers. For example, while many of his Dancers Among Us videos barely cracked a couple million views, his collaborations with young stars like the one you just watched skyrocketed to 26 million views and beyond. Unfortunately, with that pivot came controversy. His content started to feel increasingly exploitative, as he crafted scenarios that often pushed the boundaries of what was appropriate for minors. So what started as an innocent creative venture was now veering into much murkier territory, and many longtime fans began to notice. Now let's get into the shift. Let's get into the nitty-gritty of how everything started spiraling out of control. Like I said, Jordan has always carried himself like someone who's starving for more fame, more attention, and more views. And in his desperate quest to get that more, he crossed a line. He started taking shots of nude dancers. Yeah, you saw that right. Jordan would usually carry out this act during the nighttime. He even had a name for it. He called this project Dance in the Dark. Now, at first glance, you might think it's just some edgy photography project. But when you really look deeper, it gets a lot darker. Darker why? Jordan did get what he was looking for: the views, the subscribers, the clicks. But here's the disturbing part. The majority of the people viewing his content were not adults. They were children. Kids that just stumbled around the internet trying to explore, and Jordan's content was right there. Flashy, provocative, and borderline predatory. But it didn't end there. Because as Jordan's fame grew, so did the dangerousness of his content. It wasn't just about late-night photo shoots anymore. It became about pushing the envelope as far as he possibly could, no matter the risks, no matter the consequences. For example, he started posting videos where dancers were leaping over moving cars, flipping off of vehicles in active traffic, and posing on unstable surfaces in the middle of the road.
So the train is blurry, and in order to do that, you guys have to stay absolutely still. Yes, ask that dude to move. Can somebody, excuse me, sir.
Excuse me, sir. Thank you. Oh, gosh. Oh, my gosh. No permission, no permit. You ready? There.
They're coming down.
Well, who's coming down? The police?
Yeah.
Let's get out of here.
Let's go now. Let's go.
Come on.
You don't want to go
Let's go this way.
Now, you might have just watched that and thought, well, that doesn't look that serious. But let me break it down for you, because it is serious. First off, Jordan isn't the one doing the dangerous stunts. He's sending kids to do them. Literal minors, flipping, jumping, and running around in busy streets with moving vehicles everywhere. And here's the thing, Jordan knew it was wrong. In the video, you can even hear him say, "We're not allowed to do that." He knew it, but he still encouraged it because to him, the views were more important than the lives of the kids involved. Secondly, he's flat out breaking the law. You see, normally when people do stunts in public places, especially ones that involve traffic, they have permits. There is a whole system behind it to make sure it's safe. But not Jordan. To him, it's just about the thrill, about the chaos, about what looks the craziest on camera. No permits, no safety precautions, just pure recklessness. And if you think that was crazy, it gets even worse. Watch this.
Yeah, let's do it. This UPS truck is about to leave. I dare you all to wall flip off it before it goes.
Now he's daring kids to flip over moving trucks. Moving trucks! This is not just playing around anymore. This is absolute madness. This is a disaster waiting to happen. And sadly, the kids involved probably didn't even realize how much danger they were really in because they trusted him. They trusted Jordan to guide them, to look out for them. Instead, he threw them straight into life-threatening situations for content. And here comes the part that's just flat out disgusting.
Now I'm jazzed up. I want you to flip over a car with somebody in it, okay? There's 9 seconds. This blue one right here. Who's gonna do it?
I'm going.
Go.
In that clip, a child performs a stunt right in front of a car that had an actual person sitting inside. Someone just waiting at the traffic light. Now think about that. What if that driver got spooked and accidentally hit the gas? What if the light turned green and they started moving right as the kid leaped across the hood? One wrong move, 1 second off, and someone could have been seriously injured or worse. So once again, this is beyond just dangerous. This is unstable, irresponsible. This is the height of clout chasing, and it's being done at the expense of children. And the question we really have to ask is, why? Why does Jordan seem to get some kind of kick out of this? Is it just about the adrenaline? About watching kids risk their lives while he stands back and collects views and sponsorships? Because that's what it looks like. And honestly, it's sick. Another upsetting part of Jordan's content is his unhealthy obsession with contortion. Before diving deep into that, I feel it's important to first establish a crucial fact. It is extremely unsafe for kids, especially those younger than the age of 11, to be involved in certain extreme dance moves. Why? Because at that age, a child's body is still developing. Their bones haven't fully matured, their muscles are still growing, and their joints are much more vulnerable to long-term damage. Pushing their bodies into extreme positions, such as those required for contortion, places unnatural stress on their still developing frames. This can cause lifelong injuries, chronic pain, and sometimes even irreversible damage. To support what I'm saying, let's consider Brooke Hyland, a former member of Jordan's Dance With Us show. Brooke has openly discussed how doing intense contortion work at a young age took a serious toll on her body. She's now only 24 years old, and her doctor warned her that if she continues those extreme movements, she could end up not being able to walk again.
It was also taking a toll on my body. I was competing with dislocated shoulders. My back hurt so bad, even when I was breathing. My doctor literally told me that if I was continuing to do the contortion that I was doing, that I probably wouldn't be able to walk by the time I turned.
Now think about that for a second. 24 years old, facing potential permanent disability because of what she was pushed to do as a kid. It's heartbreaking. Now, when we look at Jordan's current content, what do we see? Contortion everywhere. Video after video, challenge after challenge, Jordan is constantly encouraging and pushing kids to do contortion moves. Ironically, contortion is the exact reason Brooke and others walked away from his crew in the first place.
No way What the heck? No, actually, no.
She's going so fast.
Stop. Come on, stay, hurry. Come.
Well, I'm done. I just bumped into this thing.
Stop, I got her. Stop, what? No. Are you actually kidding? What the heck?
I can't even run that fast.
And it's not even that he gives these kids enough time to properly warm up or prepare for the intense stretches. Even when he does allow a little prep time, he's often rushing them. He pressures them to get into those painful positions quickly for the sake of a photo or short clip, disregarding how dangerous that can be. Stretching and contortion require patience, gradual build-up, and professional supervision, not a frantic, hurry up and pose attitude. But it doesn't stop there. In fact, it gets worse when we take a step further into Jordan's public appearances. You can see when we go to that area, we find out that two disturbing things stand out. The first one is that Jordan is loud. Like, unnecessarily loud. Now, you might be thinking, what's wrong with being loud? Some people are just high energy. And yes, being lively isn't inherently bad, but Jordan's level of loudness is overwhelming. It's aggressive and in your face, to the point where even the most outgoing, energetic people find it exhausting. Now, one thing we should have in mind is that in public spaces, not everyone is there to be part of a circus. Some people are introverts. Some people just want to enjoy a quiet afternoon. Others are simply minding their own business. But Jordan doesn't seem to understand or care about this dynamic. In every public challenge he organizes, he's screaming at the top of his lungs. The expressions of the people around him say it all. You can almost hear them thinking, boy, chill out, it's not that serious.
Do you think if we could find a pole high in the sky, you could climb up on the thing, hang from it, you could lift her, and then you could hang from, and then you could hang from
Yes, we need. Yeah, we
Okay, could you do it? Can we do it? Whoa! Okay, that's usually my part. Can we do it?
So like you just saw, most of the kids he's working with aren't toddlers. They're teenagers or older. They can follow directions without someone screaming orders like a drill sergeant at boot camp. Practically speaking, it's just way too much. Watching Jordan's video is exhausting. His constant shouting, frantic energy, and over-the-top antics make it genuinely draining to sit through even a few minutes of his content. It's not energizing, it's chaotic and stressful. So just a piece of advice, if you value your peace and sanity, stay far away from his videos. They'll drain the life out of you faster than you can hit the mute button. Now, the second thing, and honestly the one that frustrates me the most, is how Jordan does many of these videos. This is particularly aggravating because a lot of these workers in these places are just trying to do their jobs.
Stacy? Yes, Stacy?
Finally, Stacy works.
I don't know what she's
gonna do
punching
punch
down. Oh my God, Stacy, you are brilliant. You're gonna get kicked out, but you're brilliant. Good morning. Oh no.
You busted.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to kick you.
I know.
Or get in trouble with you.
Do you have a permit?
I do not have a permit.
Okay, so you're making a big thing.
You want me to be done?
Well, it doesn't.
Go. It's gorgeous, go. Go. One more.
Now, when we look at the effect of these stunts on these workers, we'd realize that they're getting paid minimum wage, dealing with stressful shifts, difficult customers, and long hours. Some of them are students trying to get by. Others are parents working second jobs to support their families. The last thing they need is someone barging into their workspace with a bunch of kids and turning the place into a circus act. What's even worse is that when workers politely, or sometimes not so politely, tell Jordan and his crew to stop, he doesn't listen. He still encourages the kids to keep going, to keep posing, to keep filming. He completely disregards the fact that he's creating a disturbance and making the workers' jobs harder. Yes, you could blame the kids for not listening, but honestly, the majority of the blame falls on Jordan. He is the adult here. He's the organizer. He's the one behind the camera encouraging all of this. If he had any sense of respect or decency, he would get permission beforehand. He would walk into the establishment, explain what they want to do, ask if it's okay, and maybe even pay the business for the disruption. But he doesn't. Instead, he disrespects these workers' time, space, and livelihoods. And it's not just annoying for the workers, it's frustrating and embarrassing for the kids too. Imagine being a teenager, realizing that you're causing a huge scene, that security is about to escort you out, all because the adult you trusted thought it would be funny or cool to disrupt someone else's workplace. That's got to feel awful. So at the end of the day, it just feels incredibly selfish and disrespectful. Jordan's attitude is, I want this content, I want this video, and I don't care who I inconvenience to get it. And the sad part is he's dragging young, impressionable kids into this toxic mindset along with him. Another thing we should know about Jordan Matter was that in 2019, he made the bold move to introduce his son, Hudson Matter, into his content. They started by doing joint shots together, creating some heartwarming moments for their audience to see.
Versus son photo challenge.
And you guys get to control it, yeah!
First, we have to take a photo that we can post on Instagram.
Yeah!
Yes, I want this shot.
No,
This
it's
is my
mine.
shot.
Hey,
No,
no,
this
I
is
got
my
it,
shot.
no.
I got this shot.
What you just saw was truly a lovely sight to behold, a father and son working side by side. However, in reality, they were not working together in the way many assumed. Jordan was actually teaching Hudson the art of photography. This wasn't just a casual hobby for them, it was something much deeper. It was deeper because photography had been a family profession, passed down from Jordan's grandfather to Jordan himself. Now, with Hudson stepping into the picture, Jordan was overjoyed to have the opportunity to pass on the family legacy to his son. So, when it comes to Jordan, this was more than content creation, it was a meaningful connection to his family's heritage, a tradition that he was eager to see continued through Hudson. Teaching Hudson photography represented hope, pride, and the continuation of a passion that spanned generations. But just when everything seemed to be settling into a heartwarming story of family tradition and mentorship, the dark side of the situation emerged once again. And this time it was even darker than what we discussed earlier. This dark turn we're talking about came when Jordan started pushing his 13-year-old son out in a weird way. It started with a video titled, "Instagram Controls My First Son's Date," which was then followed by "My Son's First Kiss." In the video, we found both Jordan orchestrating romantic situations with his then 13-year-old son. Let's break down the two videos for better understanding. So in the Instagram Controls My Son's First Date video, which currently stands at over 17 million views, these kids tell the camera that they're going on their first ever date, and that Hudson's dad is going to be taking photos of them doing it, which is totally weird for the record.
Hello everyone, I'm Hudson Matter, and tonight I'm going on my first date ever with Rachel.
And we're gonna let Instagram control what we do on our date tonight. We posted about it and got so many responses.
And my dad is gonna take the photos!
Yes, I am. Okay, the first thing is...
Now, to be honest, I can't imagine 17 million people watching me as a 13-year-old going on a date, orchestrated and filmed by my dad. Yet, somehow, this is normalized on YouTube. But the crazy part is what happened in one video, when Jordan prompts the girl his son is on a date with to stretch him out for a photo.
With my pants.
Can you stretch him out real quick?
Ow! No, actually, ow! Ow!
So here's a breakdown of Jordan's actions. He is manufacturing a suggestive situation, all for views. When you look at this video carefully, you'll find out that the entire video is painfully awkward, and the kid's clearly uncomfortable, forced to spend time together for clout and money. Yet Jordan continued making more videos featuring his son and the girl, Rachel, framing her repeatedly as his son's crush. Now, moving on to the second video titled My Son's First Kiss. The video opens with an extended slow-motion clip of the kids almost kissing before cutting to Jordan's intro, still describing his channel as behind-the-scenes dance photography. The next thing the video shows are the kids going around town, posing for photos and performing skits, until Jordan pressures them into a kiss in Times Square.
Remake of the Times Square kiss.
Look her right in the eye, very close. All right, this is so cringy. Here, go. Oh, yes, okay. That's an awesome photo. Now we gotta do an actual kiss, okay?
So you can see the crowd gathered to watch the kids kiss. But the kids' refusal to do this only shows one thing. They're not ready and are too young for this kind of pressure from their father. Although after much pressure, Rachel kisses him on the cheek. Jordan frames it as a blossoming love story. So at this point, it's obvious. Jordan's channel has nothing to do with dance photography. It's built on exploiting kids for clout, scripting awkward relationships, sexualizing children for millions to watch. The photography is secondary. It's just a prop to lure parents into allowing their children on camera. And to prove what I said is true, this pattern shows up again with other kids. In a first kiss video featuring Eliana Walmsley and JT Church, aged 12 and 13, Jordan stages another kiss. He frames it as giving the kids a choice, but pressures them relentlessly.
Photo of a sailor kissing his girlfriend goodbye in World War II. I want to recreate that photo with you guys right now. Your character is you're the sailor, okay? So you're here, right? And you're saying goodbye to her for one last time. And then she's dipping back and you're giving her one kiss.
Let's just do a dip right now. Don't even worry about the kiss yet.
And go. Good. Now, shot's beautiful. I'm gonna be over there. I'm gonna take one more photo. It's your guys' decision if you want to actually kiss or no. Your call. One last time. See what happens.
Should we do it, Ellie? Just do it. Just do it. Okay.
Go.
Wait, hold on. Okay, I don't. Okay, what works? I don't know. Okay, are we doing it? Okay.
Now all of this tells us this isn't playful content. It's orchestrated situations where kids are coerced into performing for millions of strangers. Worse, while Jordan's audience includes many kids, it inevitably draws a predatory adult audience as well. Yet no meaningful laws or protections exist to stop this. These aren't isolated moments. It's a repeated formula. Dangle kid romance for clicks, disguise it under photography, and rake in millions. Parents either don't realize what's happening, or they're willing to look the other way for fame and money. At the center of it all, Jordan, profiting from the exploitation of his own child and countless others. Now, what many fail to understand is the implication of their actions. These kids are underage. Exposing them like this would only do more harm than good. Like I just explained, Jordan Matter's YouTube channel took a disturbing turn as his children became the focus of his videos. But it got worse when his 13-year-old son Hudson was phased out, and his 12-year-old daughter Salish took center stage around 2021. Although Salish had appeared in Jordan's videos before, her role was minimal, often participating in challenges or gymnastics videos with other social media personalities. However, in 2021, Jordan made her the primary focus, coinciding with his collaborations with Piper Raquel and her squad. Jordan's sudden change seemed to be an attempt to replicate Piper's success with his own daughter. So after that moment, Jordan started making videos that were increasingly uncomfortable to watch. He began exploiting Salish's image by forcing her into awkward and inappropriate situations, such as using a leg stretcher on children during challenges. Unlike earlier videos, where other children had oversight from parents or agents, Jordan now controlled everything, placing Salish in the spotlight without safeguards. All of these are in a desperate quest to get the Piper record.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 19. You got this, Piper. 21. 22.
23.
Oh my gosh.
Ready?
She's gonna.
You got it.
Another disturbing aspect of this shift was Jordan's use of Salish's love life for content. He fabricated crushes and fake relationships, particularly with 14-year-old YouTuber Nadal. Jordan pressured his audience to buy into these made-up stories, giving them a ship name and encouraging them to root for a relationship between the preteens. The Nailish playlist, filled with 25 videos about their relationship, included videos where they pretended to kiss, were put on lie detector tests to confirm their feelings, and even pranked each other into declaring love.
Your girlfriend on TikTok.
People got it mistaken. I meant to put FG, friend that's a girl. People like in the comments were like, girlfriend question mark? And I had like reply, no, friend that's a girl.
Is that true?
The TikTok was funny.
It's a lie. What just happened?
Anyways,
Next question.
The most requested questions are at the end,
Do you like getting shipped with me?
and so it's only gonna get more and more intense.
Have you ever had a crush on your sister's friend?
No, I haven't.
It's a lie.
Have you ever slid into anyone's DMs?
Get this off me. No. Wait, no, skip the question. Skip the question. Don't answer that.
Wow.
Okay, who is your current celebrity crush?
There's two, Madison Beer and Brooke Monk.
True.
There's still Brooke Monk and Madison Beer. Who's smarter?
Oh, you.
Yeah.
She takes that one, I suck at math.
True.
Who do you think is just like smarter all around, like in everything?
In school stuff, you, other stuff, me.
True.
Yeah. How would you ask someone out?
I'd first get their attention, like that hit my lip. Got it! How say I ask someone out?
Although Jordan described this as fun, it is clear exploitation. He framed the content as innocent, but the pressure he put on these children to perform for views was undeniable. The audience, largely composed of adults, was heavily invested in the fabricated romance, with AI-generated videos of the children kissing gaining thousands of views. Jordan's content had shifted from dance photography to manufacturing children's relationships for clicks and views, all while using his daughter's private moments for profit. Now this takes us to Salish's first kiss videos, which exemplifies this shift. The videos were staged and uncomfortable for the kids involved. Jordan marketed these forced interactions as cute and wholesome, but it was evident that the children were only participating because they were coerced by adults. What started as innocent content turned into a machine designed to generate views by making kids perform increasingly inappropriate and uncomfortable acts.
I want you to peel the thing back and just smile at him. Do not kiss him. Here we go.
I'll give you $1 million because I don't have it. So, you want to kiss? Yeah.
So as Salish became the primary star of Jordan's channel, it became clear that her childhood was now dictated by her father's need for content. Many of his videos revolved around her being forced into a relationship narrative, which she likely did not choose. Jordan's manipulative actions made her feel as though she had no choice but to perform for her father's channel, and her participation was necessary to maintain the privileges that came with being part of the spotlight. Let's take a look at this extreme contortion.
Sophie Dossie has 5 rounds to transform my daughter into a contortionist.
I don't know if she's gonna be able to do it. Come on, come on. I don't know if I can do this.
If Salish can recreate 2 of Sophie's most epic poses, she gets an incredible prize.
Dad, I don't think this is possible.
Otherwise, I will dump a huge pink drink on her head.
Uh-oh.
And Sophie and her boyfriend Dom recreate viral couples photos, which has been the most requested collab of the year.
It's Dolphin! Round 1. Salish Matter has to recreate this photo.
Oh boy. I don't know if I can do that.
You have 2 minutes to teach her each skill.
Okay.
Go.
Salish, you're gonna have to get 2 out of 5 of these rounds, or she loses.
You're gonna go on top of your toes, so like this, but you're going to put one out in front of the other. Almost like you're coming up from a backbend. Yes, there you go.
1 minute.
I don't know if I can do this. You're almost pushing your hips to the sky. So yeah, over your
Now this video is titled Transforming My Daughter into a Contortionist, and like you just saw, Salish must do this whether she wants to or not. So right now he is dictating his daughter's life. To add to that, Salish's image was increasingly commodified, attracting a disturbing audience. Subreddits dedicated to exchanging pictures of her emerged, showing how Jordan's content was not just entertainment, but also attracting predatory individuals. These people were likely exchanging images of Salish taken from Jordan's YouTube and Instagram posts. This kind of exploitation highlights the dangers of allowing children to be filmed without proper protections or safeguards. But Jordan frequently played the role of a concerned father in his videos, pretending to worry about how his daughter dressed or how she was perceived. However, this facade crumbled when one realized that these moments were being filmed for millions of viewers. His concern for her well-being seemed disingenuous, as he was profiting from these situations. His content shifted from photography to fully orchestrated narratives involving his daughter's life and relationships. So by the time Salish was 15, she was one of the highest-earning YouTube stars, with over 2.44 million subscribers with just 11 videos. Yet the most important question was, how did she get there? She got there through forced narratives, manipulation, and exploitation. And this left many concerned. Her childhood was shaped by her father's drive for views, and her privacy was stripped away for the sake of content. But the thing here is that, while Jordan's thumbnails often depicted her in dramatic photoshopped poses, the underlying truth was that her life was being monetized for public consumption. In many of Jordan's videos, Salish was forced into uncomfortable situations, often framed as a normal part of life. Jordan Matter might not be the first parent to monetize his children for content, but he represents a worrying and growing trend, one that treats children like a commodity, where privacy and normal development are sacrificed on the altar of YouTube fame and fortune. What makes this even more disturbing is that so much of Salish's audience is made up of kids themselves. Kids who look up to her, who wish they could be her. They dream of having a rich, present dad who showers them with attention, buys them anything they want, and lets them skip school to make YouTube videos for a living. To them, it looks like the perfect life. But the twist here is that people don't see the reality in all this. They don't see the pressure, the exhaustion, the complete loss of any real boundaries between their private lives and public personas. These young viewers have no idea that what they're idolizing is actually exploitative. They don't realize that for most children, going to school, having friends outside of a camera lens, and having personal time to grow without being constantly monetized is so much better than being a full-time content machine for a parent's brand. Salish's life is not a dream. It's a carefully curated trap. And I can only hope that by making videos and speaking up about it, even if we only reach a few of these kids, we can help them understand that. So the truth is, we don't know how to end this with a clean solution, because as long as platforms like YouTube continue to financially reward parents for exploiting their kids, this will keep happening. And it doesn't end when the kids grow up, it gets worse. We're already seeing former child YouTubers turning to OnlyFans as soon as they legally can, cashing in on the predatory audiences that have been watching and sexualizing them since they were barely teenagers. Piper Raquel is a prime example, turning 18 this August and already teasing adult content while collaborating with OnlyFans creators. Her mother knows exactly what they're doing. They know there's a massive audience of predators ready to hand over money the second it's legal. It's disgusting, dystopian, and heartbreaking. And that's just one part of it. When you factor in Jordan Matter's history with nude photography and the disturbing implications that has on his audience, combined with the reckless disregard for the safety of the children he makes content with, all for the sake of content, honestly, it just gets worse the deeper you look.
I'm jazzed up. I want you to flip over a car with somebody in it, okay? There's 9 seconds. This blue one right here. Who's gonna do it?
I'm going.
Go.
At the moment, there aren't many creators willing to seriously call out Jordan Matter and others like him, partly because he hides behind the image of a supportive dad, partly because people don't want to be seen as attacking a family. But using your child's privacy, childhood, and future as content isn't parenting. It's exploitation, and no amount of wholesome branding changes that. Jordan Matter has built his fortune off of turning his daughter into a product. He's normalized a system that feeds kids to an audience that doesn't always have good intentions. And while it's heartbreaking to think about what Salish might be dealing with privately, sympathy cannot be used as a shield from accountability. This needs to stop. This is Jordan Matter, the family-friendly influencer who commodifies childhood, fuels parasocial fantasies, and paves the way for a lifetime of exploitation. Get him and every other parent like him off this platform.